Okay, let's start the Kubebuilder community meeting. Today is January 26, 2023. Please don't say nothing that you don't like to have in the internet for the whole posterity. So usually we start with new faces. Have we any new faces that you'd like to introduce yourself?
I'm kind of new.
Okay.
Yes, I can introduce myself. Hello, my name is Mehdi. I'm based in Morocco. This is my first time with you here, obviously. I have been using Kubebuilder and Controller-Runtime for a few months now and just got interested in the project. So I thought I might also try to get involved and help if there is any need of help to improve the project even more. So I guess that's pretty much it. Nice to meet you, everybody.
Nice to meet you. Please welcome, and all help is more than welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm also a new face here. Never been to the meeting. I'm Simon from Germany, and I use Kubebuilder now professionally for 1.5 years at Camunda, my work. Yeah, and I just thought I stopped by for the great tools that I use daily. So yeah, was interested.
Oh, that's nice. Nice to meet you as well. Welcome. Please, folks, feel free, to speak anything that you would like. Don't be afraid of. Your input is very valuable for us. Okay.
Hi, folks. I'm Eileen, now a graduate student in the CS program. So before I contributed to CNCF kernel as a Linux Foundation mentee, and there I touched with Kubebuilder and found it's really awesome. So with great interest in contributing to Kubebuilder, I'm now working on some good first issues to help myself start. So glad to join you guys with this weekly. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, and that is amazing. It's very nice that you love the project. That is very cool, and your help is more than welcome. And please don't be afraid to ping in the channel if you don't know how to contribute or need any help. Everybody in the channel will be pleased and try to help you out.
Awesome, thank you.
So I think we can go for the first item in the agenda. Or have we any other person that you'd like to introduce yourself? No, you take silence as no. So the first item is from Tony. Tony, would you like to speak about? Are you open here the issue?
Yes, the reason why I was tracking this here is because I was wondering like how we would like to move this forward, because I saw that has been an issue for a long time ago, and it's also logging to the milestone for the customized V2 alpha. So previously, I would assume that we would probably want to add it as a feature for customized V2 plugin. But recently, I feel like so Cameron, I saw that you've left a comment that say probably we can leave it sometime later. I'm good with that, but I'm also wondering if maybe we want to move this forward to have some trial. I mean, I can start with like some proposals and we may discuss if that's considered good or necessary. And I'm also like feel it's a little bit challenging to like define like the user stories. Like I'm not quite sure like how like user might be expect to utilize this customized remote basis to generate those YAML files to apply their configs versus what they have now, which is that they would have some existing config YAML files. So yeah, that's my basic concerning.
Yeah, was very good that you bring this topic, right? So just for clarification, we added to the milestone just because we have an alpha version, so that shows some candidates something that we could looking for before make it stable, right? So that is a great point. Um, I actually doesn't know as well, right? The way that is described, I think that is very old. So I don't have the context what motivates this should be tracked, but I think you make it really valuable points, right? How if we I understand that the proposal idea here is instead if we scaffold all files, all customized files, we would provide them from the internet in runtime, something like that. Someone has a different understanding than I by reading this description.
So the point I find that sounds like challenging is, so for what we have in the config directory right now is there's like a couple of like different subdirectories containing customized YAML files for different aspects. And some of them can be very stable, like some manifest that is relative to the manager, like how to deploy the controller. And like, so some others like RBAC to control the access privilege for the manager related resources. While there's some others that like some like YAML files that's relative to the user defined APIs that can be very flexible. And so that's kind of the challenging part. I feel like I don't know like how we would expect to introduce a remote basis to provide manifests that one time can provide those stable manifests, but on the other hand, can also flexibly provide those that reflect to the user's API.
Yeah, I have some concerns as well, because if, for example, operator SDK is integrated with Kubebuilder, right? As operator SDK, you might have other use case, but one project that we know very well is this one, right? So if we don't scaffold the customized files, how SDK would, for example, do customizations on top to provide their helpers?
Yeah.
Someone would like to make any other input about this one? Questions, raise concerns? What about we keep it is open, we remove from the milestone, and we make a comment like if someone would like to if someone think that is a requirement, try to make a proposal so we can discuss, we have a better idea about what exactly that should be technically implemented, and then we discuss like what is the impact, what is the pros, or what is the cons. But if nobody does that, I think we remove the freezing, right? So we can remove the life cycle freezing, and if nobody's can and make a proposal, so the issue will be closed automatically after some time.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
So let's put it here. Okay, let's do one thing, right? I can, for don't hang everybody here. We have many topics. I'll put that for me. And I came up with that offline. I can just put it here. We agreed to make a comment to allow the community propose solution for also we have the table phrasing. No proposal came forward. The also we should remove from the milestone that we can do now, right? Okay. Cool. Can we move it for the next topic?
Yeah, absolutely.
That is amazing. Really, thank you, Tony. Ellen?
Yeah. So I have a question about the issue 2510. So yeah. So this is the issue I'm trying to work on. So before I opened a PR to have a practice on it to try to manually update the component config tutorial. So based on my understanding, what we expect is to update some parts in the tutorial automatically or programmatically. So I found that there are 3 parts in the tutorial. The first is the text, which is static. And the second may be some key code to instruct users how to use Kubebuilder, which may be also static. And the third may be which we want to update automatically. These are mainly some examples or cases that may need to be updated because the scaffolded project is updated after some updates. So I just saw that, and Kamala, you left a comment under below, say that we may don't need to use the script. Instead, we can try to refer to the operator SDK to first generate the project code and then to update the tutorial. So what come to me first is to use the Go template, which we can make some parts static and also update some parts the new parts. So also I saw that currently in the tutorial, it's more like use the comments to introduce those tags. So I'm wondering which way that may be more ideal, or if you can give me some guidance on this.
Okay. Okay. So let's first at all bring a context for everybody, right? I don't know if everybody is aware how that works. So I'll try to be very fast and not a lot of verbals, right? Today we have the documents, and in the documents we have samples, like the cron job, the config, and the this one, right? These samples, if we came here, they are used for we build the tutorial. So if you came here, you see the code, and the code came from the samples, right? Book, service, cron job, test data, the sample. right? The problem is when we update the project, these samples are not updated automatically. So we would like to reduce the burn and have something that, as Eileen described very well, programmatically update these samples, right? But the samples has customizations on top. So what we do is like we build the project with the CLI and the features, and then we have some code examples on top of the project, right? Today, how we do that? We came in here and we have C shells scripts that basically only generate the project, the scaffold from the scratch. And then we use like Golang and we compare the master branch with the local branch and try to come back the customizations on top again, right? To get only the changes. So it's a big burn to keep these samples maintained. What would be the idea? That is described. Let's come back here. Sorry, it's Caesar came here. So Ton create a comment here that is a very good summary about the scenario, the proposal workflow, and the challenge, right? So what was the idea that we have to solve this challenge? Do very implementation very similar that we have in operator SDK. Why? In operator SDK, they have T samples as well, and the T samples has code on top as well, has customizations here with their features, with their things, right? So how that is done? If you came here and looking hack, generate samples, internal, go main cache with customizations, for example, here. You see that they are using Kubebuilder as a library and using the features that Kubebuilder provides, for example, that we doing the plugins to insert and replace strings and target some place to inject code, things like that. So if you check here, they run the commands like they are, like we do in the Kubebuilder in the integration tests as well. We use the binary, generate the scaffold, right? Instead, you use the shell script. And after you have these codes implementations, like implement the controller. So insert the code. So in this place, you insert this code, right? In this target, you insert this code. Here, you insert this code. So they are doing their customizations on top. So the idea would be like we do, that was the idea. If someone has any other proposal solution, please feel free as well. But the proposed solution, the idea that we had so far would be do exactly a very similar solution for the samples in the docs. So we would do like we do in the shell script, but in the Go, like we do in the integration tests, and we do here, like generate all stuff, then insert the code that is the samples on top. And then every time that we do a change and we call make generate, we also would call this code. If you check here, this is exactly how SDK also does. If you came here, making file, generate. So just run the code and then do the project from the scratch again and put the customization top. So that would ensure that we have always the samples updated and that is checked in the CI, right? If you come back in the Kubebuilder, we have the same approach for the test data more or less, but you will use a shell script. So if you came here, you have generate test data. So here we would add more one line to call implementation Go that would always generate the samples under the docs and put the code, the examples on top again.
I see. I see.
Is that something that makes sense? But if any person here has another idea to achieve the same goal, also please feel free to, propose your idea.
Thank you, Kamala. So maybe one more question is that how can we extract those updated codes? Like the newly scaffolded project, there are some codes that we need to update and some may not. So how can we like extract those code we really like? We may have the certain path, we may have the certain file, but how to decide which certain code block is that we need.
Yeah, when you generate using the shell script, right, you have the project from the scratch. So when you compare with the master branch and the local branch, you know exactly the blocks that are samples code add on top. We would need to have exactly the same result. The only difference that we would need to automate, right? Because the samples are the samples used in the docs.
Yeah.
But if that is still confused, give a look in everything. Give your thought. My suggestion would be like, for example, you got one of the samples to do, right? You update one of the samples used in the docs. I would suggest you try, if you try to work on this one, try only the same one, a small one, see how that works, see if you can move it forward, and then instead of try all, change all samples by once, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But if you have doubts or problems, also feel free to ping in the channel and we can discuss and we can try to help.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else would you like to speak about this one, or can you move forward? So, thank you, Tony. Let's move forward. Okay. I don't know if we have another topics here. I just put here to share with you folks the status, because the last meeting we discussed many things and we come back. I just would like to share the status. So one of the things that we discussed was like we needed do a new release soon as possible to provide support for Kubernetes 1.26. That is done. The other thing is about the declarative plugin, right? Should be deprecated, should be removed from Kubebuilder to try to reduce the burn, to keep maintain. So I think the next step here that we need to do, I had no time to move forward with that, was we need to create an issue in the declarative partner project with the proposal. Like we spoke about move the plugin from Kubebuilder repository to their repository, and then started to use this plugin as an external plugin instead. So go for it. Someone, would you like to make any question or add something?
Yeah, so I just created an issue for that on the Kubebuilder declarative pattern side to check out the inputs from the maintainers. It's issue 293 in that repository to check if they would be fine with us having a separate plugin, moving Kubebuilder declarative pattern to a separate plugin, because every time we have to bump Kubebuilder, right now it is dependent on Kubebuilder declarative patterns, Kubernetes depths to get bumped, then pull that in downstream.
Varsha, we lost you.
I'm one of the maintainers of Kubebuilder declarative patterns. Thank
Yeah.
you for opening the issue. Yeah, I think generally this is fine. I'm sorry I haven't replied yet on this. If Varsha comes back, I'll yield obviously.
Go, Justin. I would
yeah,
really call
this
you.
I think this is great. I think having it externally would be great. And I think, we've also talked about like whether we should create something specialized for declarative things. So I think having the ability to iterate in our iterate faster in our own repo will help us make that decision. And so I think it'll be great.
Yeah, I don't know if the issue, really thank you, Varsha, to raise the issue. I don't know if the issue has all idea like how to use the phases to plugin, the documentation, all that we have, right? But I think if that actually would be helpful for the project as well, because I noticed that the project has many examples, right? Like it has samples to do the tests with Kubebuilder. So maybe could you try to reduce the complexity of the samples as well and use the plugin itself?
Yeah, that was great. I was listening to the previous discussion. I was like, oh, we could use that too. So yeah, that'd be great.
That is really thank you, Justin. Really thank you for putting your position. The other thing that we thought as well was like, should we make a poll in the community, ask if it has people using this plugin, just to do a survey? Do you think that is required?
I think if we're able to just move it and give people like, here is how you use it for V1, I think that's fine. I don't think we need to
do the survey
to do anything more than that. And then, yeah, if we made further changes, we would do a V2 or something. So I think as long as we have like a pointer so that people don't have to like bother everyone every time they get lost, and then we'll update all the docs to say, this is the new instructions, and we'll update anything that references the old instructions.
That is great. And I don't know if someone here as well would like to try to work on this task, like try to move the plugin for the other repository, and you probably need to change the tests as well, ensure that everything will work fine. See, probably also is required to do like how the release of the binary to use the plugin with Kubebuilder as well. Like it has few things that is required to do on top. You only take the code and move the code further. I don't know if he has someone interested to work on that, but if he has, also please feel free to ping us and ask for help. I think that would be a very great project to work on, like to learn more about the plugins ecosystem and a lot of stuff. Okay, let's move on for the next one. I don't know if Varsha comes back. Varsha is here. Varsha, would you like to say something before we move on?
No, nothing much. I think that answers the question. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you.
About spam emails, right? So we spoke with a few folks, shows that we has another way, has another group. Maybe we need to move from the Google groups and create another group. We just link a few things here, but I think the next step is like understand how this group works, what we need to do, and then move in this direction. If someone being interested to also work on that, please let us know. Feel free to speak in the channel. But I think that will be the way that you will be able to try to solve this problem. The last status was about making Go before alpha stable, right? I think what what we need to do is like define a timeline and then communicating the list. So we spoke about, okay, we believe that the has no changes that we would like to do in the layout, in the scaffold, no breaking changes anymore. It's good enough to be stable. So we spoke in the last meeting about we communicating the mailing list, like up January 30, I don't know, March 30, some timeline. Please let us know if you'd like to propose any change in the scaffold, any break changes. If not, our goal is make the plugin stable. And ask for the community test as well. Let us know if they find any problem and things like that. Any objections, any idea, any thoughts?
I kind of agree with it because we have come to a point where most of the changes which we wanted in Go V3 are there in V4 Alpha. So I think we can have a poll in the mailing list and also in the GitHub discussion to probably get a hard date on when we can push this to stable.
The hard date should be 1 month, 2 months from now. Like, what do you think, folks? Any suggestion?
Do we just want to create a poll with various options and
Yeah.
pass it on?
Would you like to create a pool like before we define the hard data?
Yeah, like 1 month from now, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that.
Okay, let's create in the channel. What do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Okay, so create so define the channel. Well done. Really, thank you, folks. Can we move forward for the next one? This one is just to share, right? We are using the registry to distribute some artifacts, mailing the image, the proxy image that is used, that is in the default scaffolds, and the env test binaries, right? The binaries that we need to use with env test. So we need to change the infrastructure. Here has more information about the motivation. Here has some more information about the need. Is something that we need to work against. We are just to figure out how we will do that. We need to define a strategy. I don't know if we can put all artifacts that we have now in the place that we have now in the new place for the doesn't allow people just to replace, or if we need like from the next version start to build there. So we have these questions that she was not answered yet, right? But I just would like to share the need, and also if someone has thoughts, would you like to work with any ideas, please feel free to reach out. Also, feel free to check the links, and if you want to bring it to topic in the next meeting, that is totally fine as well. All good? Okay. I put more 2 topics here, right? Choose one and you'll let for the next meeting. I spoke too much and choose one. Let's put for the next. I think it's too much topics in one. We have the plugin phase 2, right? We have a few things that we need to do to finish this task. I believe that I think we have the samples now, but we need integration tests and we need more documentation around. I don't know if we have extra needs. So I'm just sharing this one. I think that one is a priority. I think we put it as a priority, right? So if someone also be interested to work on that, I think Bruce, Varsha, Hashim, or I can help on this one. Bryce, Hashim, Varsha, and I. Okay. And it's done for today. It's anybody would you like to bring another topic? Has something to discuss? Someone would you like to bring an additional talk? No, I believe that is a silence. I think we can call a day and finish the meeting unless someone would like to speak something. And I really would like to say thank you for everybody be here, for your collaboration and your help, folks. Special thank for Justin. I'm Pires
Thank you,
today.
Cameron.
See you, folks. Really thank you for all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Cameron.
Thank you.